Evening. Evening, folks. Happy Victory Monday. You know, it's like, it's kind of nice. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of nice. Right?
Very nice.
I mean, this last week we played the Cleveland Browns at Cleveland, and we haven't beat them since 1984. So a whole whopping like 4 or 5 games. Like, honestly, we only play that division every so many years, So, but we got the W.
Yeah,
their defense is tough. I'm going to say that right now.
This we know.
But our defense looked tougher, in my opinion.
Yep. Especially against that offense. They're not very good offensively, and our defense should have basically handled business the way they handled business. So it was good to see that they did not play down to their opponent, and they actually, put on a dominant performance, I would say.
Yes. Yeah, it was and like what was it, 4 or 5 weeks ago, I was like, look, our defense needs they're young. They need to get some games under their belt. It's a young group. They haven't necessarily been together long. And the last couple of weeks, we're seeing the cohesion happen here. And it's just at the right time. Now everyone can take a break. They can heal up, bumps and bruises, like cracked ribs or whatever they got. Shout out to Kyle Juszczyk.
Yep.
But he's got a week off, so I'm sure he'll rub some dirt on it and be good to go, folks.
Yeah. Put on the flap jacket. It'll be all right.
Yep. And I did see a kind of big scare happen. I saw Curtis Robinson go down.
Yep.
And I was like, well,
not another one, right? Another linebacker.
My first thought is, I guess we're about to see a lot of Nick Martin.
But he went out before that.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw Nick Martin on the field for a minute, but then concussion protocol.
Yep.
So it was like,
he got ruled out.
I mean, was it my imagination, or was he out there in place of Gifford at first?
I didn't see him out there on base downs, so I don't know. I would have to rewatch, but I didn't see him out there.
This was early in the game. I'm going, huh? I see 45 out there. Like,
oh,
I was like, all right,
go look. Yeah,
and like, I said in the off season, this guy is not. He's not going to be starting day one. It's going to be like mid to late season. That's when you'll see him start to kind of roll in, because he needs time in the defense, needs time to be coached up by Saleh, right?
Yeah.
And it only makes sense. Like Dre Greenlaw, the whole reason he got playing time was because Quan Alexander was hurt.
Yep, he had injured. And had to leave Dre out there.
Yep, and he never gave the job back.
Nope.
So, and it's kind of a similar situation. The guy's young, raw, needs to learn the system, needs to learn the team. Get used to NFL, because NFL, the speed is fast, the players are big. That's just how it is, right? And yeah, I actually saw him out there like really early in the game. I saw him out there on base downs, but then
okay,
he disappeared. Now I didn't. Maybe I was getting a water or something when he disappeared, and they reported he's in concussion protocol. But I didn't even see that happen.
I think it happened on the special teams on a kickoff coverage, punt coverage. I think he got dinged up then, and he just was ruled out of the game shortly after when they pulled him.
He's been pretty good on special teams, and I won't name names, but there's someone out there that said he's not going to be very good on special teams. It's like, that's not what I'm seeing. I see him in there making tackles, like being disruptive and help the team any way you can. If you're on special teams, that's what you do.
That's what you do. Most certainly.
Oh, here we go. Greenlaw didn't play the Super Bowl, and his predecessor had the worst game of his.
We didn't mention the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we weren't talking about that. Like, I try to forget about that, buddy, Tommy. Like,
Nah, we were talking about Greenlaw's rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
He was a third linebacker behind Fred and Quan Alexander. He actually played. Oh, this is the funny thing. I totally forgot about this. If you remember that year, Dre Greenlaw basically played the Luke Gifford role that year. He was the strong side linebacker and got pulled off the field. Then when Quan Alexander got injured, they put him out there in Quan's position. So Dre Greenlaw was playing out of position. Imagine that.
Oh, he was?
According to them, he was playing out of position. So you can do it. So
that guy's going to be trolled for years. Okay.
Oh yeah.
He's going to be. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
Bebop. Popping in early. Go Niners. And we got the Lambs got Bryce. Better them than us.
That's right. Panthers got him.
This guy said Eagles better. I don't know, buddy. I think I'm kind of like I do a pick show every week, and I don't know because it's like them and I think the Chargers next week, and Herbert's actually has a broken bone in his left hand, but that doesn't mean I'm going to pick the Eagles automatically here. I got to think about this one, but like lately their play has tailed off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended, obviously, but I say stuff without thinking like that. Good evening. How are we all doing today? Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and do all that stuff YouTubers say. So what do you think about? I mean, look, we're playing the number 2 defense in the league. It's the Cleveland Browns. I think our offense actually held up pretty good. And they didn't turn the ball over, right?
True.
And you take what you're given against, especially a defense like that. You take what you're given, you make the best of it. We did end up putting up 26 points against these guys. So
I thought the offense was a bit mediocre, to be honest with you. I mean, the first half they did nothing.
And
absolutely nothing.
CMC, I think CMC had like 20 carries for it was something crazy, like 53 yards. I mean, those guys, this is the second ranked defense in the league. Right. What do we expect, right?
Jim Schwartz had a good game plan. The whole thing was to stop CMC, which, is smart. You stop the number 1 option. He makes the whole offense go. So the game plan was centered around stopping him. Right?
Oh, there's
and that's what they did.
There's Gammon. What up, buddy?
What up, Gammon? So that's what they did. In the first half, the team didn't move the ball. I mean, the one score came off of the Sky Moore kick return, which he took down to the 16. So it was good to see the offense, punch that in, which they should have done. You get in the red zone, you score a touchdown, as I'd always say. But other than that, they didn't do anything. They weren't moving the ball at all until that 2-minute drive right before the end of the half, where they kind of aired it out a little bit, let Brock throw where they had to because there was not a lot of time on the clock. And, they wound up getting downfield and scoring a kick in the field goal. But before that, they didn't do much of anything. It was bad. And then the second half, it was a little better. That was the doink.
Wasn't that field goal the doink in, though?
That was the doink in. Hey, as long as it goes in,
the whole way I look at it is you either make it or you don't.
Exactly.
So it was good. Okay.
As long as it goes in, I don't care. Because there have been a lot of field goals that have doinked in through the course of NFL history. The bottom line, did it count or not? So it went in. We went into halftime with a lead. That was good for us. And in the second half, we didn't move the ball much either. We got benefited from their costly turnovers, some stops on fourth down. Special teams and defense really set up the offense in the second half. So I think I really would have liked to seen Kyle let Brock air it out some more. And I said this in the chat we're in, because Brock just had an air to him. And I don't think Cleveland's secondary is that good. I think we could have taken advantage of them a lot. So, but other than that, the offense was mediocre, but they put points up. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what counts. They took advantage of the short fields and good field position and was able to scored 3 touchdowns on the day. I ain't mad at it.
That's exactly my view. Is I ain't mad at it. How can you be? Like I said, the offense, they took what they were given, and that's all you can pretty much do against a defense like that. But we ended up walking away with the W.
We got the
Where's
dub.
Kenny? There he is.
This show gives you gas.
Shedeur Sanders did not get his first win. I have to say that because, Kenny likes him. But, honestly, he just, at this point, I don't think Shedeur Sanders was trying to do too much, because
he doesn't.
they did go for it on fourth down a couple times, and I was like, you really want to do that?
Hey, that's the call of the head coach.
It is. It's the call of the head coach, and I was just like, you really want to do that? And sure enough, they did.
Our defense stepped up, stopped them.
Yep.
Jim
Schwartz. Now Jim Schwartz calls a good defense. Like
he does.
There was someone like someone told me he's 1-8 against Kyle. I was like, he's played him 9 times. Like maybe in his whole coaching career.
From time he was in an assistant in some other places and a head coach in Detroit, and Kyle was an assistant other places. So when their teams have matched up, that's the way it has been.
Yep. Well, and I actually saw Kyle talking to him after the game. It looked like they were like BS and messing with each other. I was like, huh?
I mean, they're friends. They go way back. This isn't new. I remember Kyle grew up in this league, and Jim Schwartz has been around forever. Like, they know each other. Yeah. Just like a lot of these coaches and GMs and everyone does. Like, it's a small club.
Oh, boy.
I just checked my YouTube, and it's coming in vertically.
Is it
on my laptop. Yeah. So I don't get
on
it.
your laptop?
Yeah, on my laptop. That's what I'm saying.
Huh.
So I don't get it. I don't get this
I wonder
new.
how it does that. Hold on a second. I'm actually
Yeah.
gonna look. I'm
Like
gonna look on mine real
how does it
fast.
decide?
Okay, I'm clicking on mine, and it
Okay.
did it. Okay. Why did it do that? Let's go
Is
live.
vertical on yours?
It's showing two different ones.
Really?
It's showing two different live streams.
Huh. That's interesting.
So let me look at this other one. Yeah, this one's normal.
You got one that's
So it's
normal
showing
and
two
one
different
that
live
isn't?
streams. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, snap. I'm just looking here on my iPad and I see
So
two different streams.
take your pick, folks. Like if you don't like the one view,
Yeah,
flip
there's
the other one.
one.
It's all up to you.
That's what it is. They split it. They got one stream for vertical and one stream for horizontal. So
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, you have to pick the correct one, and you don't know until you click on it. That's dumb.
They should tell you, but
Yeah.
either way, I've seen other people doing it, and I've clicked on it, and I'm like on my iPad, not my iPad, but my tablet, and I'm like, yeah, why is it vertical? Then I click off of it and I click the other one, and it's done that too. That's why I had to look.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, injury news, folks. Yes, Nick Martin's in concussion protocol. We got the bye week. We're on bye week.
Yep. He'll be all right.
Juice has got some cracked ribs. The big news, Ben Barch sprained his ankle or his foot, something like that. But bad enough to the point where they might be putting him on IR and ending his season.
That dude, good player, but his body does not hold up. I mean,
it's like it's flu season. If someone sneezes 30 feet away from him, I wonder if he catches it. It's like,
yeah. Like, yeah, you could count on him for a handful of games, and then he's going down again. Like, I feel bad, but
I do feel bad for him. But I think Burford's played good enough to the point where I'm not necessarily stressing this.
That you're basically echoing what I was going to say. I feel bad because he was playing well, but Spencer Burford has been playing well also. They had a good rotation, but I personally like to see one guy there solidify the position. I think that builds more cohesion within the offensive line, and you need that, especially this time of year. So just leave Spencer Burford out there. I mean, he's shown he can handle it. He's back on his natural side, which is the left side, and he's flourishing. So just leave him out there like they did yesterday. Barch went down and Burford finished the game, and we were fine.
Yeah. And, speaking of the offensive line, Brindle, now I dogged the guy a lot, but I see him putting more effort in the last several weeks since he's come back from injury than I've ever seen him do. I'm like, who's this guy and what did you do with Jake Brindle? Well, never mind. Leave him where he's at. You're fine.
I don't know if seeing Matt Hennessy out there lit a fire under him. Like, oh my gosh, my job might be in jeopardy. This dude is playing well, but since Brindle's come back, he's been solid. He did get ran by and ran over a few times yesterday, but that D-line is ferocious. You can't stop everybody, but he's been holding up very well.
I think old Trent Williams even got ran over once or twice yesterday. So that it was pretty much the whole offensive line did.
Well, it's Myles Garrett.
Myles
Garrett's going to blow by everybody. He's Myles Garrett. He's that good.
I don't know, buddy. Jake Brindle, Protector of the Year. We've had a thing going. So, at this point, what do you think? We beat the Browns. No worries, folks. What do you think is going to happen moving forward here? Like during the bye week, are they going to open practice windows? I'm not sure if Yetur Gross Matos is available to be open next week, but I think he is.
Yeah, the week after him, Bethune maybe, and somebody else. Maybe even Cowing.
Samo should be back.
Samo should be back as well. So there's a few guys who can potentially be back. Let's not, put all our eggs in the basket out there and say they're definitely coming back. They got the potential to come back with this rest. A lot of them would have been out for a few weeks. So they got the potential to come back. But in either way, we got guys getting healthier, right, for the stretch run. And that's going to do nothing but strengthen us, right? So we're in a very good position. This is why I'm a fan of having our bye week later, because you get these guys healthy, they're coming back fresh, and it's a 7 to 8 week sprint to the Super Bowl at this point, and we'll be one of the freshest teams in the league.
Yes, and now not to overlook the Titans, because they are after our bye week, they're the next game, right?
Gotta play them,
and the schedule the rest of the way out. We got the Colts at Indianapolis, the Bears at home, and the Seahawks at home.
That's 4 tough games. I don't care what anyone says. That's 4 tough games to finish the season. It
is. I mean, the Titans are just trying to get them another win. They're more or less just playing their asses off right now. Let's just be honest here.
They're playing for pride right now. They're playing their asses off. The game a couple of weeks ago versus the Texans, I watched that game, and they were going head to head with them. I mean, they had them like shut out at the half, or they only allowed 3 points at halftime. Like, they were giving it their all that game, and that's the way they've been playing. So we can't overlook them just because of their record, right? The same way we didn't overlook Cleveland because of their record. We don't do it to the Titans as well. And, go out there, make sure we secure the victory, move on to Indy. So I think that'll be the mindset. Guys will come back refreshed, charged, and ready to wrap this season up. And they got a lot to play for. They know what's on the line. A lot of those guys have been here before. And the vets will communicate that to the young guys and, let them know the importance of finishing these last 4 games strong.
Oh, my goodness, Kenny. A noodle arm. Now, define noodle arm here. Like, because the guy can throw.
Is it a ramen noodle or a spaghetti noodle? There's different kind of noodles. You got to define that. Brock's arm is adequate. You know what it is? One of the flaws in Brock's game, and there's no Rams fans in here, right? They're probably lurking in the background because they're always in our content.
Oh, yeah.
One of the flaws in Brock's game is he puts too much finesse on the ball. He likes to loft it out there, right? And we saw that last week versus Carolina. He was a little bit too finesse with the football. Sometimes you have to put some oomph and zip it in there. Just fire it out there and put it on to a receiver. We saw that yesterday in Cleveland. And I know the wind played a factor in that, and he had to throw a little bit harder. But even when we had the wind and it was out our backs, he was firing it out there. And that was a good adjustment for him from, week to week. And I think he'll learn from that and put some zip on the ball moving forward.
And you know what? Like I said, this last week, no turnovers. No turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Lasagna.
Or Fasuli. You stupid.
Fasoli. Captain. But so basically there's no major news going on, you know.
Which is good.
And
no
I'm
news
gonna
is
ask
good
a
news.
hypothetical question because I think it has about a snowball's chance in hell. What do you think the chances of them opening up Brandon Ayuk's practice window next week?
It ain't happening. Unless he comes in and like shows up and really wants to be there. But at this point, it's like we're at the stretch run. Why mess up a good thing? Right? Like, what are you going to do?
It.
So it's like, I don't see it happening. And you know what? I'm not even counting on him. Just like I haven't counted on him since week 7 of last year. We're moving on.
Well, I said all off season. Well, I said I don't know if we'll actually see him this year. Mm-hmm. It's something I've said because of
you said that at the beginning of the year. Before the season even started, you asked that question. You said that.
I did. Yeah. I don't honestly think we'll see him because of the severity of his injury.
Yeah.
And you need a long time to rehab something that bad. You know? Will we see him next year? That's all off-season talk, folks. Like, we'll get there in the off-season, which is hopefully way past February.
Yeah, way deep into February. That's when we'll start
like
talking
early
about
March.
You know, exactly. You know, after we're done celebrating and coming down from our high, then we'll talk about the off-season.
Man, if this current team steps up though, like big time, and we actually do win a Super Bowl, which, you know, it's anything can happen, folks. It's like we got Fred Warner, Nick Bosa on IR. You know, it's like, okay, that means we get better next year.
Yeah. Remember, that's just two guys out of many. And I know there's more than that. We got Michael Williams out, blah, 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 but it's a few out of many. You still got Brock Purdy there. You still got CMC. All those guys on offense, they're still
George
there.
Kittle.
Yep. We're talking all pros here. And you still got a young, hungry defense out there, right? Led by a guy who's one of the best defensive coordinators in all of football. So we're in good hands. The odds are very good.
Yeah, you know, and I look at it like the last 4 games are a real test here. Because if somehow we win out, you know, the Rams and the Seahawks still got 5 games to play.
Yep.
Never know what's going to happen, right?
Anything happen.
You know, they have trap games, that they have teams that are just have spoiler to play because they're eliminated. You know, anything can happen in the NFL any given Sunday.
But teams just go out to play to win. They go out and play with pride, right?
Yep.
It's not a thing of, you know, they just want to lose or whatever people say is going to happen. Like, teams go out to win. And they're going to play hard every week. We just talk about the Titans, man. They're playing hard. They're not just going out there just stinking it up.
And they're doing all they can do. Now, they hung in there with the Seahawks. They only lost by 6 points. It was like 30-24 a few weeks back.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, the Titans cannot be overlooked. You know?
No. No one can. You mentioned the season coming to an end and what the Seahawks and the Rams have to do and all these teams. Anything could happen. We have to remember what happened in 2023 when we were playing. And remember in week 17, I forget where we were seated, but I remember one team lost. We beat the Washington Commanders. Then one team lost, and then the Arizona Cardinals was playing the Eagles, who had the 1 seed at the time. And the Cardinals was like 3-12 or something. Their record was trash. And the Cardinals wound up beating the Eagles that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, all of a sudden we had the number 1 seed in the NFC. So that's an example of how, just because a team has a bad record doesn't mean they're not going to go out and play hard. Teams that have a bad record, they're playing a 1 seed, 2 seed, whatever, they're still going to try to beat them and play with some pride. And all of that can happen, right? You never know. We might wake up next week and next thing you know, we're tied for the division and we aren't even playing if the chips fall right. So we just got to handle our business.
That's exactly it. We just got to handle our business.
Yep.
If we handle our business, we're playing the Seahawks the last week of the season.
There you go.
So, and you never know what's going to happen with the other team. We don't play them again, but you never know what's going to happen with them. Well, what else we got, Simon? We could, we don't have a pregame to do. Well, it's the bye week, folks.
It's the bye week. Yeah, just guys need to just take a week off, heal their bodies, get some treatment, and come back raring to go versus the Titans. That's it. Come out, win big at home, make a statement that we're here and we're gunning for this thing. That's what I want to see. Make a statement that we're gunning for this thing.
And that's exactly it. Like, but between the Seahawks, Rams, and us, we got some tough games. They got some games like the Rams play the Lions and the Seahawks. They actually play the Cardinals twice.
Yeah,
but you know how them pesky divisional matchups are.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
so you never know.
You never know.
Right? All right. Well, I suppose we could get out of here. Watch us some Monday Night Football.
Exactly.
All right, folks.
Some foosball.
So everybody tune into East Coast Red and Gold Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. right? Eastern?
Yep. 8 p.m. Eastern. Indeed.
Yep. And Corey Davis, 49er Wednesday. We got the NFL picks going on. And that's at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
So tune in, folks. Like, we've had some people come up a game, some people go back a game. I am one of 12 people that went 0-4 to start the week.
Oh, wow.
Tune in to see how I did. As Corey Davis says, go 49ers and F all 31 other teams.